Hello everyone. We're in Warband, but it's something that we haven't seen for a while. It is the mod North and South, set in the American Civil War, with fine fellows one and all. There's old Feldsow in there as well, and carrying the flag, the 15th Alabama. There's Valorious. Now, who's leading the line, we ask ourselves. Let's see. There he is, Colonel Janik. Fine beard on the gentleman. Stars on his collar, leading the boys forward. Lovely thing to see. There's Captain Melcio, melee god himself, from the 11th Texans. And look at this. Colonel Reznov, from the Louisiana Volunteers, 19th. A native man leading the boys in. No doubt in as a scout. Oh dear, he seems to have died. So, you see the boys getting set up for what they think will be the inevitable contribution? No. A conflagration down the main road. Now, this has a potential as a good ambush spot because of the cover. But they're actually going to move forward and move up to this, what looks to be a farmstead. Maybe, no, training ground, correction, as you can see. Straw-filled dummies for the bayonet training thereof. And so those guys are going to be making their way over. Now, here you can see Volunteer Titus 201, flag holder, carrying the battle flag. Oh dear. Thowmaster with a nice kill onto Maui with the cannonball. Fantastic stuff. And here we go, Felino. Look at this fine cannon. There's Urs, cadet of the 3ER-EJ. Now, getting set up. Also over on the cannons there is Kaboom Will, suitable name. And also Pedro Magno. Goodness me, listen to that report of the cannons all firing at virtually the same time. Now, just going to move over here because past the farmsteads and various places, you can see where the cannonballs have come to rest. Nearby this homestead, as the cavalry is kind of wafting around the area in the background. Now, you've got to feel sorry for the poor sods who are living in this house. As you can see, the shutters are hanging off slightly. The porch is, yeah, well and truly walled up. Nobody in there. So here is Lord Newton of the 53rd. And those cavalrymen are being led out by Colonel Carr, 53rd Alabama. Let's go and have a look to see if we can find out what's going on here. The 45th. Moving in, fine. There's another one there. 45th in. Goodness me. Mr. Jerome, yes. Look at that. Look at that hair on that. Okay, so Cadet Raza of the 3RJ. And there's Melcio, currently at one with nature. And look at this, the ambush spots. And they are taking shots into the 3RJ. And at distance, obviously. Significant distance compared to the lot. Oh my goodness! It's the late Epic Pizza. Perfect timing on the cannonball kill there. Sorry, Epic Pizza. So, the commentator's curse strikes again. So here, Louisiana Volunteers being mediced up. Tortosa, the medic of choice, stopping that bleeding. Fantastic stuff. Now, let's see if we can find out what else is going on. Volunteer two-steps of the 15th Alabama. And you can see them engaging the enemy. Oh, heavens. Look at that. Very unfortunate. Volunteer Leon And Corporal Tony the Tiger in there as well. Now, supported over here on the left flank are the 19th Louisiana Volunteers. Well, they're not from Las Vegas, because it didn't exist back then. So, Reznov taking cover with his lads. Oh dear, we've lost Jihadi Jam. He's been pureed. Oh, look at that. There's a name we haven't seen in a long time. Nitec. One of the developers of North and South. Fantastic to see. All we need now is Hinkle to come in and get assassinated by his own bodyguard, and then it'll be perfect. So, let's wait and see. So, it looks like they've lost Lieutenant Colonel George. Or Lieutenant Colonel George, I should say. That is the American translation. Pronunciation under the circumstances. So, there's Janek checking through his spyglass. Seeing if he can find out through those binocs where the enemy is located. You can see them on the edge of the trees, because the mini balls that are in use are going to give them additional accuracy. Obviously that basic rifling. The expansion of the bullet slug into the barrel, making the bullets spin, therefore increasing the accuracy from 100 foot of the old musket balls to about 300 feet. So, plus not only that, increase the muzzle velocity and the travel speed of the bullet. So that's why you had a lot of amputations as a result. Which is a lovely thought, I'm sure. So, there's Shadow, 69th New York. There's Lieutenant Colonel Feldsau himself. As I pause the cough, there's Frederick, the sergeant. Another sergeant, colour sergeant that time. Kiesel in as a volunteer. There's Volunteer Brain. And there's First Lieutenant Lucky. Or First Lieutenant. Now, who's this? Icewool. Now, there's Jack Carter. And holding on to the flag, Colour Sergeant Karen Tookie. Let's see. So, these guys literally trying to do as much defense as they possibly can. But this is... oh, goodness me, look at this. One of the classic era battleships. Look at that. Wow. It does kind of look like the boat's upside down. Like it's capsized. But then, you know, why would there be a funnel on the top? But, you know, this was the design they went for in order to, you know, deflect cannonballs and all that kind of stuff. So, the sort of start of building of the battleships with a more defensive armoured mode in there before everything came along. Oh, hello. Shot Waffle. Oh, Shot Waffle avoids a cannonball only by seconds. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. Now, who's this man over here doing some building? Maskman Peretz. Colour Sergeant Major. So, it looks like the Intrepid has come under fire and has been grounded. What are those two up to? So, 29 versus 36. So, right now, the Confederacy is most definitely on the back foot. I'll fly through the barns here, find out if anything's going on. What button to bayonet? Yep, they're a little rusty. They're a little rusty. I'll give them that. So, let's have a look. Random horse wandering around the battlefield. And I seem to have a frog in my throat, and I don't know why. So, the cannoneers of the 3R getting set up. Standard cannons, howitzers, all kinds of stuff. Now, oh, hello. Oh, there's Melcio. That fine hat, doesn't he look dandy? And now you can see the Confederacy, the members of the Confederate States starting to make their way out into the open and getting very aggressive with the attack. Out comes the melee. The swords are drawn, the melee is underway. There's back shift, and now you can see the Union troops running into... Oh, goodness me. Oh, this is brutal. And here the melee on the corner. The flag's still being held. There we go, the flag's planted. Look at that. Meanwhile, the blood flows free in the middle of the field. So you can see, let's see, it's difficult to tell at the moment. Oh, hello, who's this sitting outside? It's Melcio with a pistol. In goes Melcio with a long sword. The officer's sword, and it looks like they've murdered everybody. So, 11 members of the Union Army remain. The Confederates have the advantage. Now they're going to try and push it. Regrouping. Getting set up. As Shot Waffle lives up to his name and gets shot in the waffle. So, Melcio and his lads. Regrouping. Rearming. Reloading and stopping the bleeding. Which is obviously vitally important. Don't really want to bleed out on your colleagues. Plus, blood is a bugger to get out of uniforms, so I'm told. Oh, hello. Volunteer Firimar, sorry, from the 15th Alabama is moving up. And now you can see Melcio charging in. Oh, God, he's got the pistol. No, he's got the sword out. Charge! And there she is. The buxom Melcio. Now, how many of them? Oh, down goes Janik. There's only 5 Union members left, and this could be all of them over here. Oh, that's Juju. Over here is Thomasa. Oh dear, another one gone down. Who's left? It's Heinrich. And the last man is felled. And the Confederates win the first battle. Well, here we go. The next round of the battle is underway. The boys making their way out. The 3 are out to the cannons. The officer, veteran Felino. Look at that. Buxom, as always. Look at that. Lovely stuff. Intrepid looking on. And the boys ready for the cannon. Bombard to appear. Look at this. Waiting. Waiting patiently. No point taking a shot when you've got nothing to aim at. Away goes one. Okay. Not using much cannon powder over there. That was a bit of a false shot there, but never mind. So let's go on and see the members of the 69th New York making their way out. Volunteer Brain following in behind 2nd Lieutenant Tuluron. Now supported over on the far left-hand flank is the 3rd ER. There's General Vittorel. Finds Stogie hanging from his mouth. As we move in and see the 45th N. Burrito Mussolini. Great name. And here is Metalsome from the 53rd Alabama. Look at these guys. Waiting for the off. The cavalry. Doing their calisthenics. All posing. Look at that. What a bunch of posers. So they're now making their way out. And the 11th and the 19th. You can see them here. Oh dear. Looks like we've had a little bit of a change. So they're basically doing a rebalance to try and see how many people they can get on the right side, all that kind of stuff. Because you want to make it as balanced and enjoyable battle as possible. You want it to be as fair as possible because, you know, that's all part of the challenge, that's all part of the fun. You want these guys to enjoy themselves. You want them to essentially have a challenge. If it's one-sided, it's no fun for the opposing side. Okay. So you can see a few dead people in there. Oh, there we go. The Intrepid is up. There we go. We're inside the Intrepid now. So, viewing from the Intrepid now. The observer balloon. You can see everybody moving out. The hamlet there. And obviously another hamlet over there with the smoke rising. Quite a sort of flattened battlefield. Not much cover available to the boys. So you can see them all moving out here as we're in the observer balloon. Well, sorry, we were in the observer balloon. We then started floating outside the observer balloon, which was obviously not great. Until somebody shoots the observer balloon and I disappear at a vast rate of knots. Cavalry up there on the up by the river. Now, let's see. Anything over there aside from a random horse? Nope, nothing. So we're going to fly out from the Intrepid and take a look to see what's going on over here. So there's Heinrich and also Ghost, Juju, and Octavianus or Vianus, and Thomasa. Now they're looking for a spot to put the cannon that can do the most damage. Oh, hello, Peter Linhart from the 53rd Alabama. You can see these guys: Cadet Booty, Mr. Javelin, Ezekiel, Commie, Big Aegis, Zathk, and Jesus at the back. Jesus is reborn. So, let's see what they have planned. So you can see the 30 are setting up the cannons again. And a nice kill there by Felino into airman of the 11th Texans. A tad unfortunate. Oh goodness, there's a lot of murdering going on here. Is there murdering going on? Let's see if we can find some. Oh, the 15th Alabama getting set up. The 53rd got murdered by the looks of it. And there's a couple of people who have fallen off the server, shot themselves in the testicles and fallen off. Here we go. From the 53rd Alabama. And it looks like they're jumping the enemy. There's Private Geo, Atlas, and of course Lord Newton. So, the 53rd Cavalry taking pot shots at the enemy. And Geo and others and random horses basically just sitting there scratching their head on the posts. But the fire still continues from the enemy. Oh goodness me. Volunteer Carl, Colonel Carl, sorry, of the 53rd Alabama Cavalry. Here, the 45th N. There's Hafthor, Negress, Louis Le Sorcier, PFC Joel. Oh dear, we've lost Bigger Stickers. Hathor looking for a heal. Yep, definitely looking for a heal, not getting one. Nope, not getting a heal. No heal for you. There we go, there's the medic. The sergeant doing his work. With the bandages to stop the bleeding on the people. Bopping them on the head with a bandage. Because we all know that's how it's sort of done. There's Jerome. And these guys literally just holding place. Past all these fields of straw and hay. Actually, it's more straw, this stuff. Yeehaw indeed. Louisiana Volunteers, Berto, and Berto. Theodore. There's Fahajid. There's Clamdieu. Pedro. From our Placo Shades. Volunteer Lloyd. Two Stops. Black Shift. Messeteri. Tony the Tiger. Reggie. And there's the Colonel Janik. Oh dear. Well, they've lost a few in the 15th Alabama. Major Steggy at one end. So let's have a look at the numbers. 49 versus 35. So still all to play for. Oh, hello. What's going on over here? That's a very sneaky cannon placement. Burrito Mussolini in the forest with his teammates as the regiment of the 30R decides to... I'm not sure what they're deciding to do, to be honest. Maybe they're looking to ambush. Could that be what they're up to? Are they going to come charging out of the forest? It looks like they may have been spotted, and so as a result, the 15th Alabama are moving out of position and back up to support their teammates. Oh dear. Victorel. So, here we go, the 19th Louisiana Volunteers, Invitational Queen. And don't they all look funny in their Smurf outfits? Theodore, Lieutenant Colonel. Lieutenant Colonel, I should say. Fahajid. Or Fahajid. Oh my goodness, that's going to work well. There's limited space to hide behind there, boys. Yeah, probably not a good idea. But, you know. I'm sure they appreciate the effort. Well, he probably doesn't, but the rest do. What's going on over here? Marsman Peretz. And from the 11th Texan, PFC Joel and Slaver Higgin. Oh dear. Higan, I should say. So, the Louisiana Volunteers are getting up close and personal against the 11th Texan. Look at this. Oh, he's decided to cheese it. Alareth had decided to cheese it, going in for a quick stab. Bit of stabby goodness going on there. Oh, he gets hit once. He's going to be bleeding now. That's going to be bad news. Oh, that's bad lag. Oh, look at that. That's terrible. That's really unfortunate. The rubber banding that's going on is going to make it almost impossible to melee with any level of accuracy. Especially when he just goes wandering off on his own. Oh dear, he's up. He's being chased. He's being chased down. Gonna reload maybe? Return some fights. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it's not looking good. It's now 2v1. Oh, what a good kill. The cadet from the 53rd Alabama claims the first victim. And claims another. Fantastic. So, let's have a look at our numbers. 30 versus 10. So the Union, again, are in trouble. Oh, heavens. Oh, goodness me, look at this. Yeah, there's definitely some problems going on the server. Some people can't move. Thomas there seems to have had a seizure. There's Ghost who's doing the engineering. And Juju's really been suffering. So, a tad unfortunate, but it's just one of those things. Everyone's on lockdown, so everyone's been whoring all that bandwidth. So, yeah, no, there's not enough bandwidth to go around. So those people who insist on working from home and, you know, watching Netflix and all that kind of stuff. Just to the point where they've actually reduced the amount of streaming quality they can do on Netflix. So you can't do 4K anymore. Which is understandable. So, Private Shadow has been felled. And there's Juju. The sword is up. Getting everyone to form on her position. There's melee by the side of the river. Well, it's more of a sea, actually. As Feldsau is murdered. And we might be talking about a service restart or something along those lines. Well, we're back after a server change. The other server, unfortunately, was having a lot of problems. And we seem to have spawned in in Colorado, even though it's a very bumpy Colorado. So I don't remember Colorado ever being that bumpy. But anyway, I do remember in my youth driving to the Grand Canyon, I think is in Colorado. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we drove through this this place, I think, on the outskirts of California called Needles. And we all had jet lag, we couldn't sleep. And there was this massive, massive thunderstorm front that was literally in the distance, maybe 10, 15 miles away. And it was literally just sheets of lightning, just lighting up the entire area. And me and my dad and my mum and my sister just sat out on this motel wall watching a thunderstorm. And it's probably one of the most vivid memories from my youth. Which is obviously many years ago. So, anyway, that aside, random fact. So you can see the 53rd Alabama having a pot shot at the enemy. And look at them all up the top of the hill there, kind of showing their numbers. That could be a bit unfortunate. Now, these guys over here on the right are hiding their numbers, which is kind of helpful for them. Maori from the 15th Alabama. They're moving up. And you can see these guys. Obviously, these are Warband players. They know their stuff. They know how to make use of the hill to hide the majority of their body and fire just over the top to offer minimum profile to the enemy's firing bullets. That actually look like a cactus. It is. Here is a cactus. And there's one of the other cacti, or cacti. And for some reason, every time I see a cacti, I always think of EverQuest. Fighting succulent cacti in the Lake of Iloman. Don't ask me why, it's just one of the memories. Oh dear! That keeps coming back to me when I see a cactus. As in, a cactus, not a cactus. So, little ball of spiky fun. Anyway, random nostalgia aside, let's see what's going on with the battle. So here is Atlas from the 53rd, another random melon ball cactus. Fine volley coming in from the fellows of the 53rd. Let's have a look around. Oh, hello. The 11th Texan. There he is indeed. The buxom and lovely Captain Melcio from the 11th Texan. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Medic work being done by the sergeants, which is all good stuff. So these guys, Saddam Hussein, you can now see the American flag. Now, interesting to see. It depends on what the era is, because let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. So that's 30 states. 30 states on there maybe, rather than the full 50. So that could just be obviously the 30 states of the Union. I can't remember how many states were part of the Confederate states. But anyway. Oh, hello. They're pushing in. Karantuki, and this is going to be a nasty situation for them. The KK, they're going to have to run for it. And these guys here, the 11th Texan Negress there. Wow, that's a very dark shade of skin there. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. Octavianus. Or Octavianus. Now, those guys are backed off for obvious reasons. They seem to be backing off an awful long way. Maybe to a different country. It's difficult to tell. We don't know. We don't. So, Frederick of the 69th New York. Moving out. Led, of course, by 2nd Lieutenant Telleran. And there is 1st Lieutenant Lucky in there as well. Now, let's see. Oh, hello. Trouble is at afoot. Janik, leading the Alabamans forward. Out comes the pistol. Oh, and down goes Janik. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was leading from the front and getting shot in the front as well. And we've just lost Feldsau as well. Dear, oh dear, look at this, the pistol. Telleran out with the pistol, 6 shots, and then he's got to reload. It takes an awful long time to reload one of those old Navy-style pistols. Oh dear, Telleran getting murdered. Very, very murdered indeed. Because if I remember rightly, it had a little lever underneath the barrel. You put the gunpowder in, and then you'd have to put the ball into the barrel, and then use a ram that was part of a lever underneath the barrel to ram the bullet in. And you had to then do that 6 times. So I need to say that was a little bit difficult to do when you are under the pressure of gunfire. Yes, sir. It's Epic Pizza being bandaged up. Good stuff. Colonel Reznov of the Louisiana Volunteers. So, let's see how things go. The guys are getting set up. There we go, the battle flag. Now, that's not the flag of the Confederates. For those of you who don't know, that is the battle flag of the Confederate States. Oh, heavens. Look at that, Gettysburg. Chickamauga, I think that's how you pronounce it. Kansas. Don't take it away, I'm trying to read it. And for those of you who are not aware, a lot of the battles, so like First Manassas, all sorts of places like that. For the battles, I think the Unions named it after the rivers that it was nearby. And the Confederate States named it after the train stations. Or it might be the other way around. I can't remember off the top of my head. I need to listen to my audiobook I've got of the American Civil War, which is absolutely fantastic. So good. So much detail. It's about 16 hours long, and it goes into every single detail. working of the battles, dealings between Lincoln, the generals, the politics going on between the Confederate States and the Union. Slaver Huygen. There we go. Long distance fire. So, 17 versus 20. So the numbers are relatively equal. There he is. There is the man himself. The biggest dickus on the battlefield. So, let's see how it works out for him. Obviously, don't want to get any sand in it, so he's got to keep it tucked away. There's a volunteer trooper. There's, veteran trooper, sorry, Bartholomew. There's Geo, and there's E. Lord Newton. And there's Colonel Carl of the 53rd. Fine moustache. Excellent quality mutton chops as well. Could do with being longer. But then that's always the case in life. Anyway. What's going on over here? There's a flag being dropped. Oh, God. Yes, a flag has most definitely been dropped. So, the 20 versus 17. We've just lost Saddam Hussein. As well as Louis de Saucier. Or Les Saucier. There he is, Melchior. Supported by Joseph and Kerman. Joel. Slaver Huygen, who is currently bleeding out. As you can see by the little sprays of blood coming out the back of his neck. Not a good look for him. It's possible that Huygen may snuff it. No, there we go. There's the medicing work of the sergeant. Kerman. Fine work, keeping the boys alive. And they're moving in to support the 53rd Alabama. Lieutenant Colonel George. You can see them engaging the enemy on the far hill. Never trust the cactus. Yeah, you don't really want to walk into a cactus. I mean, to be honest, in a battlefield, and you can't walk in between the cactus, you've got bigger problems, I have to say. But, you know, these are things that we'll gloss over for the time being as gunfire is being traded. Oh, heavens. It looks like these guys are pushing in. Louisiana Volunteers pushing up close and personal. Reznov trying to... Look at that. He's giving the charge. He's trying to stay out of the way of the bullet fire. Go. Look at this. Dodging left to right to try and kill those buggers as they're... Oh, down goes another. Oh, watch out. There we go, the fire going in. Epic Pizza has been sliced. Oh, goodness me. Reznov with a kill into Booty. He got a booty call when it was no more. Julian Hayter, captain of the 15th Alabama. Working together with Max Steggy. Recruit also with the 15th. Oh, dear. Julian Hayter is down. Jesus has been crucified. Peter Leinhardt from the 53rd Alabama, finally getting the kill. Who's this man with a 6-shooter? It's Colonel George. A nice shot in the back there from George. Now's his opportunity to reload. Now, obviously, the animation shows reloading of cartridges. I don't know if it's actually cartridges for this era. Could be wrong. We'll see. Anyway, the 53rd Alabama, currently, so it's 5 versus 6. So this could be an opportunity here for the Union to win. However, the Confederate troops have an advantage of 1 man. Now, the Union have the advantage of having visibility on the enemy. And they have the high ground, which, as Obi-Wan will tell you, is very helpful indeed. Obviously, you've got to hit your enemy when you shoot at them, but, you know, just whatever. All charge at 47 minutes. It's 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The charge is given. Yes, there's not a lot of charging happening. I don't see much charging, gentlemen. Yes, distinct lack of charging. There we go. The bayonets have been fixed. Colonel Carl and the lads are moving up. Now, Slaver Huygen moving out on the right flank to see if he can outflank the enemy. Lieutenant Colonel George moving forward. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Down goes Lieutenant Colonel George. And Lord Newton is felled. Peter Linhart kills Biggest Dickus, stabs him right in the Dickus. And the Confederacy again win the round. Wow. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is, as they say, it. So, thank you very much for putting up with the server issues. Thank you so much, obviously, to all the members of the community that joined for this event. And, obviously, it's great to see North and South still being played. So, this is the mod that got me really interested in the American Civil War. And that has gone on ever since. So, I owe them grateful thanks in that regard. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you again. Cheers, guys.